throw into the mix that New Lease of Life has gone up £6 for the win, and that he was ridden by Gary Bartley. Now, Jack Garrity's a positive in this kind of race, but he can't claim in it. And you've got Live Dangerously being ridden by a claimer, helping ease the burden. He's a fair bit better off at the weights this time, he's Live Dangerously. He doesn't have a huge amount to find, and he was inconvenienced by the run of the race. So I'd rather back him than Live Dangerously, than New Lease of Life.
So you've given us one outsider, the other one was Ice Blast, wasn't it, for the Easterby Yard?
Yeah, he's run 2 starts ago at Hamilton, which came on easy-ish ground, was a pretty good run. That form worked out quite well. He was a winner earlier on in the season. He's only £4 higher than that. The angle with him was his record when he has headgear on, having not worn it on his previous start. His record reads 3-6, 1-1-1-4 under those circumstances. I just thought it was interesting that, having run well in the headgear when it hadn't been on, when it had been left off for a run, they left it off again last time, and now it's back on. I could see it maybe, you know, he's a big price, but there's a reason to think that he might get back to form. And based on that run a couple of starts ago, he has the ability to win a low-grade handicap of this nature.
Money for another Royal at the head of the market now, who won here last time on soft ground. Yeah,
that was his first win at the 18th time of asking. He's a strong travelling horse who's placed on a number of occasions. I'm sure he'll run his race, but he's often in the past finished weakly and looked like he should get the job done and hasn't. That puts me off him as a horse who's favourite, but he's in form and he did win last time.
Yeah, OK. They're just about loaded for the finale, Redcar. This is that 4:10 apprentice handicap over 6 furlongs. So with our thanks, we'll go back to Gareth.
Thanks, Angus. Yeah, the final couple are about to come forward for the finale. New Lease of Life slots in, and Mercer's Row. There aren't too many more. Betty Boo. And maybe one more as well. Mission Impossible, or a couple actually, Lord Buffhead. 3 or 4 of them out. Telegraph and Cash is King are the other ones out of line. Just a reminder as well, folks, that we're back racing here at Redcar next Tuesday. That's our final meeting, Tuesday the 4th of November. First race scheduled for 1 o'clock. I think the last couple are finally slotting in here. So Cash is King under George Downing. About to slot forward into stall number 5. Cash is King just backing away. Live Dangerously is seemingly quite keen to get on with things in stall number 12. But all of them at the moment are behaving themselves quite well as we just await Cash is King. He's now had the blindfold fitted. He's gone halfway in, 3/4. And he's backing out again here. Cash is King. He's never won a race. Halfway there again, 3/4 of the way. Looks like they're going to win the battle. The stall's handlers did a terrific job today. They're ready. And out they come, off and racing. Ice Blast missed the kick for the 100% Racing UK Profits Return to Racing Apprentice Handicap. And early on, showing up well is Red Tide, Cash is King. Also bang there is White Flag through the first furlong with Mission Impossible, another Royal. The well-backed market leader, Dark Blue with the yellow stars, not too far off them, nor is Live Dangerously. And then over towards the near side in the light blue colours are Mel. Working back to Foreign Rhythm, Mercer's Row. Also back with those is Space War. At this point, with 2 shades of grey being pushed along mid-div. New Lease of Life over to the far side with Telegraph, a gap back to Betty Boo, and further back then to Nice One My Son, who's well back as well. Ice Blast and Bond Club cannot go the pace as they gallop on down towards their final couple of furlongs. Lord Buffhead, another one who's trying hard to put in some fair late work, but up ahead another Royal coming there pretty powerfully down the stand side. The horse who of course won here last week to now come and challenge Red Tide, the grey for the lead. A couple of lengths back to Mel, then Telegraph. Running on is is a white flag, but they're inside the final furlong now. Another Royal has come through to take it up narrowly from Red Tide. Here's Armel with an effort to the near side, but another Royal is out in front and wins again at Redcar. Close in the end for second. Armel down the near side of Red Tide. Telegraph over to the far side, chase them in.
Another Royal wins again, and has got the better of Red Tide. Travelled really sweetly through the race. Another Royal, and she's found plenty of her last 2 races now, hasn't she? And she's clearly in a good frame of mind, this filly, at the moment. She's travelled up really sweetly here. There you go, you can just spot her there in the blue and yellow under Megan Carberry. Just got a lovely toe and lead off Red Tide, and then went and picked that horse up, no problem.
Yeah, it's a weak handicap, but won by a horse who's thriving at the moment, has often failed to deliver on the promise in the way that she's travelled through races, but has done the last twice with the blinkers removed on her last 2 starts, but the hood left on, just wearing the hood. She's really found her form. It was tight for second, but you've got a horse in Armel who again has shown plenty of dash and shown that she can still be competitive off this kind of mark, and Red Tide, another one who had improved for a drop back in trip and produced an improved performance on its previous start, had been given a break, but arrived here on the back of one of the better efforts of its career, certainly in a long time, and less exposed than some, fighting out the places. So, you know, you've got in-form horses that have sort of come to the fore. Telegraph, a last time out winner, for all that he might have been seen to best effect at Brighton, bagging